Hello everybody, welcome to the GD World Tournament final or open qualifiers. It'll take me a while to get that down. We have Bulgaria, Denmark, Finland. This is a long round. I just want to get started, so if everybody can go to level select, we're gonna get started with the level. Then I'll do the countdown, and we will begin our 25-minute match. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Someone did deafen themselves. I think it was Spicy Boy, so that's a little annoying, but it's fine. I'm gonna real quick finish this attempt on Karma before I start commentating.
Alright, well, anyways, I could do a bit of a team explanation here for all of these. Bulgaria came in with a surprise performance, as we saw yesterday, managing to be top of the leaderboard for a while, but then, honestly, the night stages were kind of cruel to a lot of these teams because, both like Argentina, Caribbean, and then in this morning, both Yugoslavia and Russia also surpassed them. So I think by the time the day was done, Bulgaria finished in 5th.
Is it top 4 move on?
6.
Top 6, okay. So they're still safe for now.
Yeah, you can see they're in the safety zone at the moment.
Qualifying is 22, 48, 72. Wow, I did not know it was balanced like that. Thought the ending was way easier.
Yeah. I kind of figured that as well, that would be the quals, but...
I mean, I played it like a good bit. I thought it was like really, really easy at the end. But 43 from
You can
Stefan.
see both the Denmark players are off to a solid start, and obviously they currently sit in 11th place, so a good performance from the Denmark team would be crucial if their goal is advancement to the next round here. I'd say they probably need to get at least top 5 twice in order to get that progression, and that might not even be enough. But we just have to see. Both of them are still far into the level, though. You can see Miaura is as well.
Space, both of them are at the 66
Same with Will.
part.
Yeah. So
this part was so confusing when I first learned it, because it's like so many different paths, and you get punished so much later than when you actually like do something wrong.
It's kind of funny though, because like you watch it on stream, and the actual part is only like about like 10 seconds long, if not less than that. But it feels so much longer than that when practicing.
Yeah. Both players, for Space and Meow, both of them are at the wave. Oh, Meow dies at the wave.
Died at the the random wave mix part. That's the only thing I think of when I.
That's the only reason I know anything about this level. Space.
Yeah, because that
far
specific
as well.
wave is in random wave mix.
That wave is so fun, by the way.
It's good.
I don't know how they made that good a gameplay, and then like also decided to include random choke points. Like the it's one part in the duel. It's just randomly decides whether or not it wants to work. I don't know if there's a consistent way to do it. I haven't played the level enough for that, but Stefan dies 49. Commentator's curse.
I mean, all these teams, they kind of come from like pretty like opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to placement, so it'll all be dependent here. I mean, I'd say especially like for Bulgaria, the performance of the Americas teams definitely wasn't very fun to deal with, as I said like earlier.
Actually, Finland should probably check that.
Finland ended up getting last place yesterday due to a strange miscommunication by the team. They just like assigned a player who just didn't play the level, apparently. Like,
oh, they thought they didn't have to, but they did.
Well, no, they just like they were pinged for the qual percent. And they were like, "Wait, I'm playing."
Oh, dude, that would be so annoying. Like, I feel really bad about that.
I mean, what happened with the team did just get a new manager, and I think the old manager must have assigned it, but
and then it got changed like last second. Yeah.
Well, it didn't get changed until we realized, So that was unfortunate for Finland there. Denmark had a relatively middle of the road performance for them, getting that like 11th place finish, but it's just remains to be seen what will happen. Right now, we could have our first completion of the match here with Miaura about to enter the 80s, so
Same with
that's
Space.
worth keeping an eye out on. Space is as well heading towards the ending
after the
here.
random wave mix wave.
You can see, yep, that's random wave mix. Gets past random wave mix.
It's such a fun part. Like, the ending of this level is so cool. I'm sorry for the glaze, but like, it's worth it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like the last like 30% is like really good.
This dual ship is awesome, by the way. Like, oh my god, I love it so much.
And like the way this wave does, woo, and it goes back and forth like
it's
that.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's actually so awesome. Like,
all right, Miaura gets the first completion of the match, but what about Space? Will he respond with a completion for himself? He does. And Denmark gets the lead right back.
So currently Denmark, they really need to put up a nope, I lied, that's the wrong team. I'm looking at the standings and I still can't tell flags.
You know, the way tiebreakers work for Denmark, them beating Bulgaria would be like absolutely huge, because then it would just mean they probably just have to beat them again on the last day and have a few other things go their way, and they could guarantee a spot above them. It would be a shame though for how good of a performance Bulgaria had. They interestingly finished, I believe, in first place of all of the 9 teams, and then they proceeded to they got first place in the this middle group of 9. And then the other 10 had 4 of them finish above them, being Caribbean, Argentina, Yugoslavia, and Russia. I don't know, Genesis, if you saw the results from this morning, but
I have not. No.
So for Chill Putty, Russia won basically, and then Yugoslavia got second. So Argentina third, Caribbean fourth. That's what happened.
I've been slightly tapped out. I was focused on GDCT and just Verdant Landscape because I've been going for that. But
wait, is there GDCT stuff going on right now? I thought that was next week.
I'm just talking I'm just talking about the last week stuff.
Okay.
And then just randomly, I was like, you know what? Why don't I beat Verdant Landscape? And then I started to do that. So then I've just kind of like not paid attention.
See if Miaura right now is gonna try to go on 2 in a row here.
This level is incredibly consistent from what I've played. Well, it's just you have to get lucky with the
earlier today with the Russia match, Russia, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria, Belarus, we had a 4 in a row, and a 5 of 6.
It's just consistent. It's just you have to remember everything and also just pray that you don't get slimed out by a random bug.
Yeah, kind of seems to be the case there.
There's one spider part that I learned that, like, when I was learning it, I have Cold Spaghetti. He's on the Caribbean team, and he was watching me learn it, and he was so confused as to how I was doing it because I was just doing it a completely different way. And I feel like I haven't seen it from any of these players as well. But Miaura does get into the random wave mix wave. This might very well be a 2 in a row, because the ending is really easy relative to some of the other choke points. Yeah, I feel like once you pass the ship, you basically beat the level. That is 2 in a row.
There you go, 2 in a row for Miaura.
Will is currently in the 50s in like 2 seconds. There it is.
They're going off of the scores from round 2. I think this is important that so far for the 3 results, Belarus scored 2,013, Russia scored 2,549, Yugoslavia scored 3,435 points. So
what is the max for
the max is not far away from that. It would be like
3.7.
No, it's 4,500.
Oh, it's 45. Okay, I thought it was like way
that's still a decent percent. It's still like kind of a large percent of max to accomplish here. The only time we usually get like above like 80s is on like the like absolute top teams, and then also on like easy levels. Once you get to the main GD World Tournament, especially, you're kind of lucky to get 60.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. I'm looking at the live standing sheet right now. Yugoslavia has 76% of the max for both levels. So
oh, that's so interesting.
They're like over 3/4 of the way, which that's really impressive. The only other person that's close to them is Argentina with 75%, but they still have not played Karma.
They haven't played
so
Karma,
is the Caribbean with 71%, but also has not played Karma.
Yeah, we'll see. Wait, where's Russia though?
Russia has 66.
Okay, yeah, relatively like a fair bit less.
Russia's down 800 points compared to Yugoslavia.
They did absolutely kill it on Chill Putty though, so that was definitely good for Russia. Russia probably being the best team on paper that isn't like going still, obviously considering that they're like, you know, they've never missed a GD World Tournament, and if they do miss one, it would be kind of a shocker basically to a lot of people, right? Like,
especially if like Yugoslavia were to
they
get
had a rough
them,
Euros, but it's kind of like you don't really expect that to keep happening to them.
Yeah, it's like a fluke incident.
Yeah, a fluke bad performance.
Ooh, Mr. Spicy Boy dies. That I think that was 64.
And from the looks of it, that is kind of the case with Russia.
But speaking of far runs, Stefan is getting to the dual ship.
Yeah, this is gonna be an end for Stefan. I think it's Stefan, but
Stefan, it probably is.
You can see, yep, into that wave here. Last spider.
I love the structuring.
And here we go. Is it a completion? Oh, he actually almost died.
That was really close. That was insanely close.
I thought he was gonna die at the
So
last, like the mini spike, but it didn't happen.
I think if I've learned anything from commentating for GD World Tournament, it's that I have to learn country abbreviations.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because I have no idea what IE is, but you know, they're
Ireland.
ninth. Ireland, you know, that kind of makes sense. Actually pull up the stream. Why is my Twitch logged out? I did forget you gave me mod on Twitch.
Yeah, that's true. At the moment, we can see Valu Finland has actually reached the final qualifying of the level, and you know, if they get a completion, that actually puts Finland in not the worst place, even though they've been trailing for a long time this game. You know, that kind of could change the complexion of the match as we just crossed the halfway mark. Will Valu Finland get a completion for Finland?
Is 2 o'clock too late for a lunch? Or is this considered like...
I'm not sure.
I think this is still considered lunchtime, right? Like... Valu in the last wave.
The one nice thing about long levels is it makes the undeafening process much easier.
Yeah.
Although that's okay. Here we go. Completion for Valu Finland. Finland's first completion of the match puts them within 100 of Denmark. While Space is currently on a run, it is gonna be important that these Finland players keep it up.
This is also a really close game because Denmark is only a completion away from taking first. At least temporarily, since Miaura is also on a good run.
Yeah, this is true.
What music do we got in the background? What song is this?
It's from the... You would have recognized it. It isn't an Extreme, I think, but I forgot which one it's in, but it's kind of more known for, like, 2.0 Easy Demons.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I have a grand total of 67 Easy Demons, so I would not be able to tell you. I will also never be beating another.
I think it's the Dedius song, like the same guy that made like the Retray song.
Oh my god.
Alright, Space at the ending here. Will this be a completion for Denmark to put them well within striking distance of Bulgaria? There you go. There's a
There it is.
completion for Denmark.
Down only 70 points. I just realized Finland overtook Denmark for a second.
For a split second, they did, yeah. And remains to be seen what will happen the final 10 minutes as we enter in the final like 40% of
died
the match. I mean,
since his last completion?
This would be 2 in a row.
That would be huge for Finland.
Which would be huge. Yeah, that would be massive for Finland.
Screen share is having a rough time, but you know what? It's fine.
The Miaura is about to reach the halfway mark here. Gets into second qualifying, and it's mainly just going to be them and Valu Finland far into the level at the current moment. Miaura still what he could do, but also Valu Finland going on 2 in a row. Could this be? Would be a game changer for Finland as they currently sit bottom of the table, but a good performance from them would change the whole dynamic of the match and really of their. No, he dies at 88. It still is a third qual run and a pretty high score one, all things considered. Especially Yara did also pick up a death, so Finland's actually just behind a 1 completion game here, which is one of the first times we've had all 3 teams like this close to each other this weekend so far.
You know, I'm really curious why players chose 22 as qual instead of the drop, which is 29. I know that part is like difficult, but I feel like it would get consistent eventually.
People think the beginning's hard.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think the beginning is insanely hard, but I mean, I feel like the first 16% is pretty easy, and then it's just like
right now it's just 6 points off from a 1 completion game from first to third,
which is insane for these players.
As I said, Finland really started to pick it up after they did start what might be considered cold on their end. There's kind of hope for Finland. I think these results, if
Denmark overtook the lead.
You know, these results could lead to a very interesting day 3, especially because all of these it seems like they might be on pace to surpass like the Russia team and probably not Yugoslavia though. They scored so many points on this level.
Tomorrow is Molten Mercury, yes?
Tomorrow is Molten Mercury.
Interesting level. I saw a completion of that live. Seems fun. Denmark down 19 points.
Yeah, super competitive game. See, Valu Finland is going as well, and we'll see they've really picked it up these past few attempts. So, you know, if that continues, Finland has slowly been trying to crawl back into this match, and that could make it even more of a possibility that they will be able to pull it back together.
I feel like Valu is able to perform so well since they have Finland in their name, so it's like they're channeling the entire power of the nation of
Finland. Yeah, that could be.
Every single like Finnish player who's ever even looked at this level, all of their skill is transferred to Valu for this.
And see, that's kind of a costly death for Stefan though, because if Valu Finland gets it here, we're now like really into like free for all mode for this match. We'll see.
Valu makes it to the dual ship.
All right, gets past the triple at the dual ship, and we could be down for quite an ending here.
I'm really curious how the screen share is doing this.
Not sure. I mean, it still works. It's just wobbly.
It does. Valu with a completion.
There you go. That
space is at the random wave
within. Yeah, that's good. But everybody within 150 points of each other. We have our first solid match in regards to all 3 teams being competitive here. Also, Space Mr. Spicy Boy is going as well. Space, though, at the very ending, and pretty much each one of these teams has one of the players like far or pretty far into the level than the other players like at the beginning.
Will this be a completion? This ship fairly simple. Space
There
with
you
a
go.
completion.
Space gets a completion. That will
Denmark
put
takes the lead.
Denmark on top by quite a margin for now. 174 points separate the Danes from Bulgaria here.
I gotta check how long this level is. I know this level's like hella long. This is almost 3 minutes.
And with that,
so
with that Spicy Boy run, we are back to everybody being within a completion of each other. Not anymore though, because Bulgaria did just score. But again, as I said, Finland's just kind of been trying to creep themselves back into this match, and unfortunately for them, if they don't win, it's kind of gonna all come to the beginning because they did start cold. But they're gonna put everything they can in order to make up for that and put together a very solid run here.
Might need more caffeine. Valu getting to the 60s. I think that is, right? That looks like it's 60.
Just a 17-point game right now for the lead.
That is insane. Space is at 43, so
we could be coming down to last attempts here to see who can take this match here. Easily our most entertaining match we've had so far.
Miaura at 50s. This would be really insane if Space got a completion and then Miaura instantly got one to respond. That would probably be end of match or like very close to it. Mr. Spicy Boy is in the 60s. Space is at the random wave mix wave. We have almost every player far. Space gets to the dual ship, but Miaura gets to the random wave mix wave.
Well, see, this puts it here. This could be our, an instant response from Bulgaria here. We'll see, they now have the lead for now. Then you're going to see Denmark's going to take it for the time being, but that isn't going to last very long because Miaura's already on pace to beat them. And as long as they don't choke, like, especially here, it would be not super fun to choke. They don't choke though, gets the completion, puts Bulgaria back in first place with an instant response here. 2,477 points, 2,418 for Denmark. So now it's it's starting to talk about who can beat beating Russia seems like a good possibility for both of these teams, which would be totally monumental. Russia already has a solid chance of survival with how good they did on day one, but that kind of makes, like wanting to upset them a lot more interesting too.
A little bit under 2 minutes left. Thank you, Genesis Games _ for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Obama medal gif.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I use my Prime sub on this as well because it's basically just free money at that point.
I just whenever I'm not commentating, I want to not get caught out by ads if there's no mod in chat.
Yeah.
But he says, as he is mod. Valu is at the ending, by the way. We weren't able to see a whole lot because his screen was kind of exploding. But
yeah, busy with a lot, but now it looks pretty good. So we'll see if Valu gets a completion here. Finland, Spicy Boy is also going as well, so maybe this brings Finland to a better spot. Here's a completion from Valu, Finland. And there's 40 seconds left in the match now. We are approaching the end here. Both the
If anyone gets
Denmark
a completion,
players
they can't get another
are past the
attempt.
halfway mark. But this is true. Mr. Spicy Boy dies, which could be a good thing depending on, if he could score again. And this is going to be huge because now the question comes, will Finland be able to surpass Russia? But also they're ahead of Denmark for the time being. If they could both beat the level, that's not out of the question as well for them to have a comeback placement here. There's 6 seconds left.
It'd be a really smart idea to die now so you get an extra attempt. All right,
time is now up. These are the last attempts for all of these players here. We'll see how it goes. Stefan is now done. That could leave the door open for Denmark right here.
Stefan, you're done.
Space at the ending and Will at the ending, and a double completion, I believe, would seal victory for Denmark. You can see Will has died at the ending here. That will conclude their match. And at the moment, we just have
completion.
We have Space ending it off on a completion.
Space, you're done.
And at the moment, it will mean if that puts that death leaves the door open for a Bulgaria completion, winning by 10. So it's all up to Miaura here on whether they can go and surpass Denmark here on the very last attempt. Both the Finland players are alive too, and I think they're getting close to prime position to being able to surpass Russia as well, which would be huge for them. A double completion would also give them the win over Denmark. Whose stream ended? Oh. Stefan, bring your stream back.
I don't think anyone died. Yeah, we're still good.
We're still good here. Everybody's still going here. I believe actually with a completion, both completions from Finland would be the win, actually, I believe. So there's that to take into account. Right now,
would be a wild ending.
All three of these teams have a chance to win here. Miaura's at the ending. Will is B for Bulgaria. Spicy Boy dies.
Done.
So he is now done. That will conclude it for Mr. Spicy Boy. It's just going to be Miaura here. That means that Miaura can play for the win on here, and what a devastating death for Spicy Boy here, because that really could have done it. And now at the moment, it seems like Finland will, the final scores are going to be so close to each other, it's not even funny. Miaura gets the completion and the win for 10. Bulgaria by 10 points! And Valu Finland gets the completion as well, which is going to mean that we have finished the match with one of the closest margins between three teams we have ever had. 2,798 for Finland, 2,850 for Denmark, and 2,860 for Bulgaria. Only 62 points separated third place Finland here from first place Bulgaria. Now, all three of you did finish above both Russia and Belarus, so your current overall placements would be second, third, and fourth respectively. But what a clutch completion for Bulgaria. Finland almost had the chance to steal it at the end too, which would have been absolutely incredible. But yeah, that's the results that were happening. So Bulgaria team, what are you thinking about this this crazy come from behind win at the end? Oh, they both left. Damn. All right, well, thoughts from both Denmark and Finland on the match?
I hate my barrel.
Damn.
Dude, I tried.
Such a buggy level.
What a close match, though. Spicy Boy would have had that completion. It would have been Finland's win. If Will would have gotten a bit further, then it would have been Denmark's win. But the scenario we got was a Bulgaria win. Basically, anybody could have won at the end there, but it was Bulgaria who came out on top. Thank you all for playing. We'll be back pretty soon to get our next players in. So yeah, we'll see you then. Hello,
Okay.
everybody. We are back now for another match here. We have the Baltics, we have Belgium, and Norway here. We'll be playing. Everybody go to level select, and we're going to get started. The Canaran, Xenox, and Breakcore here. Canaran?
What?
We're going to get started. So everybody go to level select. Refresh the level. Xenox,
Yes.
you have to go to level select. Yeah,
Level
and then
select.
refresh.
Oh shit.
Okay, we will be beginning the match in 3, Oh, no, 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 no. We'll be
No, no, no.
beginning the match in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Karma. What in the hell is on Nojus's screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna... don't plaster text like that. Yes, I don't regret. I don't regret making him do this. By the way. Yeah, that one little text is fine, I guess.
I had 90% of the screen. Thanks. Break core, getting to the drop. Low-key, I'm kind of hungry. I'm a Bispy munching on chips, don't mind me.
Alright, well, see with the level, the qualifying percent, as was before, was also 22 with these three teams here. The Baltics were the, out of Europe, they were the highest performing team that did not qualify, painfully missing out on the last day due to they needed either Portugal or Romania to not get like top 3, and then they like both did, basically, is what happened to them. So, that put them out of the GD Euros and also into this round. And so the other teams had that bye to the later rounds. So,
Is Xenox on Globed?
I don't know. But yeah, it looks like it. See, those are the first points on the board here. Canarin will put some points as well, although, yep, there you go. Obviously, we have Breakcore, one of the, just got into like the 60s. They are kind of known as one of the heavyweights when it comes to competitive Geometry Dash, having won almost every single time he has played in an event. He finishes with the highest score out of everybody. And he doesn't, I think we've talked before, he doesn't seem to think he's going to be able to do that on this level, but regardless, for the Baltics, they're going to want to try and get as good of a run as they can. It's all going to be dependent on today and tomorrow, as they did finish outside of qualifying range in the first day. I believe they got, they got 7th, so they were like the first team out in a sense. So, you know, they could keep their pace, then this should be fine for them, but you'll never know exactly how the table's going to look like at day 3.
EA guy getting close to second qual. Dude, every duel in this level is structured like so awkwardly, but they all work like 90% of the time. It doesn't make sense how they work, but they just do.
See, both the Belgian players are far into the level, and if they can both beat it, that would just be absolutely massive for them. See, Xenox over here at the memory section. See how that
Break core at 50s.
Core is also in the 60s now. Crispy Key also at this memory section that got past you guy at the random wave part and dies at the end of the random wave part. Unfortunate news for Belgium, but that is still points enough to give them the lead for now. Though, all depends on what Breakcore and Xenox accomplish on this attempt. See, Xenox does not beat the level,
dies.
so that does leave the door. That does leave the door open for Breakcore here. Breakcore does get past the wave. See if he can wound up getting a completion here. That part's a little weird there, but besides that, we are at the ending attempt for Breakcore. We'll see. Will this be, I believe this would be first completion of the match. Yeah, it would be. So Breakcore at the ending.
Notice is in the 80s.
No, just is in the 80s, so it could be a double completion for the Baltics. Here we go.
Completion for
There's a
Breakcore.
completion for Breakcore.
What's the Baltics in the lead? No, just dies. I think that was at the random wave mix part, right? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
You know, I watched that on stream. It looks like he died when he should have been sliding on a D block. I don't know if he hit like a corner or if it just randomly decided that he dies. Or if there was a spike there I just didn't see. I don't know.
You know, at the moment, every single player is in the first half of the level, so we'll give some team introduction. So I already did the Baltics team introduction. As for Belgium, they have never made it out of a round before. They had a one good performance in last year's final quals, where they did get 4th overall, but they kind of fell off after the fact due to just like organizational issues. Norway, as I mentioned yesterday, is probably the most bipolar team in the world. They nearly knocked out South Korea, just needing like one completion more in the original GD World Tournament. That South Korea team wound up winning the entire tournament, so maybe it could have been Norway. Oh, Xenox got the slope thing. That's so unfortunate there.
Oh yeah. No, they just they went into the dual portal too high. It wasn't a slope thing.
Yeah, kind of like ruins it, because people called that a bug, but I think it's like it is still avoidable.
It's
Like,
very avoidable. You just have
yeah.
to go into the portal lower.
Interesting. Well, Crispy Key, seeing what they could do for Norway, we could be actually in line for another close match between all of these teams. Because if Crispy is able to beat the level, then like everybody's like within 100 basically.
Just going back to what you were saying earlier, I love the description of a team as being bipolar.
Well, I mean, it's kind of true, because as I already mentioned, they nearly knocked off South Korea, then they finished dead last in the 2025 Euros. They also finished dead last in the 2026 Euros. So,
Maybe now it's their time.
it could be, yeah, now they might flip back the other way. And we can see Crispy Keys getting towards the ending here. Let's be a completion for Norway. It is.
Well.
There you go. Completion for Norway. Everybody's within 100 points of each other now.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I don't think I've seen anybody die like at or past the dual ship.
Oh no.
Not that one. I was talking about the ending duel.
Okay. I was about to say.
Also, I don't know what happened to Nojus. It looked like his top, like his normal gravity duel was at the top instead of the bottom. I think that's just unfortunate, like, position. Great core in the 70s.
What about Kanurm though as well for Norway? This could put Norway closer to being back on top. You're into a competitive match again, it looks like, between all three of these teams.
Two players are at or past the random wave mix part. Great core at the ending.
Maybe I don't end up flexing these times at all, but no, Kanurn gets 92, dies at the triple. Puts Norway 46 points away from top, though Breakcore is at the ending to see if he can get a completion, as he tends to do in these competitions, and does exactly that.
I'm just saying that death at 92, that's not the dual ship, so my curse has not activated yet.
This is true, it's not the dual ship. But I saw Naw die at the other dual ship, and I thought that was really funny.
I willed it into existence, I guess. I guess I'm going against the Baltics. I don't know. I do have a bias for who I want to win this, but they have not yet played this round. Crispy at the door.
Yeah, you could see Crispy at the ending here. This be a completion for Norway. There you go, completion for Norway here.
Norway's safe.
And that is going to be their second consecutive completion.
Will we see a 3 in a row?
Yep,
You're putting up
Breakcore
the
is
sour
far into
cream
the
and
second
onion.
half. Nobody else has made it though. G-Guy did just make it to the halfway mark. Breakcore does pick up a death, which could open the door a little bit, puts Norway within a completion here. But anyways, it's been a bit of interesting here between a lot of these teams on whether it'll be Baltics, Norway. Also, don't forget about the competition between the teams. Looking over here, the target score would probably be Russia's 2,549. They could potentially reach that. Baltics should be on pace to surpass that, especially with Nagus entering the ending here. Just as we reach the halfway point of the match in 5 seconds, we will be at that point. Let's see. There you go. Ending attempt for Nagus.
And there it is.
There's the death. There's the death of the ship.
93.
He didn't get a completion yet, unfortunately, for Nagus, but fortunately for Baltics, that does extend their lead beyond a 1 completion game. So, always be useful. They, enter in as one of the stronger teams here. We have a very balanced team performance from Baltic. Look how similar Breakcore and Nagus' scores are. Actually, yeah, and same for Belgium. But yeah, you could see the gap is starting to widen a bit in Baltics' favor. See, you guy picks up the death there, and at the moment, kind of all eyes on Breakcore being the it was really he just die at that. I don't know what happened there. He just didn't click or something, but 1574 points for the Baltics. A little bit over that mark here, so we could see that round wise they could be on pace to pass Bulgaria. It's possible. The Baltics are definitely going to want that, because if they don't beat Bulgaria, then Bulgaria will guarantee themselves tiebreakers because of how well they did yesterday. Going into that last day, that leave everything on the table for all of those teams. It'll also
I feel like the last day is going to be very interesting.
Also
to
coming
watch.
out of the Americas too. There's the case. I think this is usually one of the more competitive rounds of the year because there are no real top teams in this round, so everybody's kind of closer to each other. It makes some of these matches pretty interesting. Especially it makes the table interesting. You can see Crispy Key, yeah, at the ending here. Gets past the triple, and we are into the
they
last
suffer the same fate.
dual ship here.
Passes the ship.
Yeah, this is
But
true.
Nogus
Nogus is
getting to the
also
random
at
wave
the
mix part.
ending here. Yep, gets to random wave mix, gets past random wave mix. So could be dueling completions here. Crispy Key's
Crispy
gonna get a
completion.
completion now, which is gonna cut the deficit to not that much with just 83 points, but Nogus will have a chance to respond right away. And
It looks as though
Crispy Key has been quite on a run, but you can see Nogus did not get that completion.
it looks as though I've cursed specifically only Nogus, so I apologize to all of my Baltic fans.
Yes, it's true. They still do have that lead to work with.
Great Core is in the 70s. Xenox getting in the 50s, I believe. Yep. I wonder if my Spotify works.
Not sure, but what about Breakcore here? Could make it a 2 completion game right here. He is at the ending.
That's it.
And there you go. There's a completion for Breakcore.
Oh my god, my Spotify works.
If he's able to pull this off, we'll see if his MVP streak continues. He probably isn't really in line to get overall MVP, but I don't think he's ever not gotten set MVP before. Think of like anybody he's like actively playing against at the current moment.
Crispy is really close to Breakcore's score though. And Crispy is getting to the quote-unquote memory part. It's more just learning, but I call it the memory part. Nagus is right behind Crispy.
Yeah, this is true. We have some dueling completions here as we enter the final part of the match.
Crispy and Nagus both passed the random wave mix part. Nagus dies. Crispy continues to go. Passes the dual ship. And it's the easier half of the ending.
Crispy Key at the ending here. Last ship. And another completion for Crispy Key and Norway.
Well, puts him 200 points above Breakcore, just about. Six and a half minutes remaining.
You know, the survival zone is going to be very important here as well, as we can see.
The Baltics
Baltics still have about 700 points to get to clear Bulgaria here, but this is where they can start racking up points. While they are currently listed in the survival zone, they're gonna want more points here. The standings show Yugoslavia in a pretty clear first place, with Russia in second, Bulgaria in third. But again, passing them will take points away, and a lot of these teams haven't played their second level yet, so that also remains to be seen.
No bias, but just wait until the Caribbean gets a perfect score.
Well, they currently reside in 5th place on the standings, tied with the Baltics at the moment, but Caribbean has the percent of max tiebreaker on their side. But that, you know, obviously there's still more time left in this match, so it's kind of important to know as well.
They also still haven't played, so
yeah, it's just true. Right now, right now, a lot of teams are scoring a low pace of the level played yesterday. So there's that to mention as well.
Crispy makes it to the 66 part.
Yeah, there's a memory part here. See if they get past it. They do. And so just have 4.5 minutes left in this round. We enter our final 3 teams, which will be Germany, Ireland, and Spain.
Norway. Ooh, Crispy dies. I think that was in the dual ship. That was. Someone has joined Xenox in his globe room. I just realized they have the same ship icon as me. I think the same colors too. Break core, making it to the memory. Guy died to 60. Everyone is at basically the beginning of the level apart from Breakcore. Crispy's at the 30s. Breakcore. Random wave mix wave. You know, I was playing Random Wave Mix, I was always curious like where that wave came from, so it's actually really good that this level was played, because now I like discovered the origins of the wave.
Yeah, it is where it comes from. Breakcore is at the ending.
I just realized that if Breakcore gets the completion here, that will still have Crispy be 1 point ahead.
Oh yeah, wow, so we have a hell of a battle for MVP, and Breakcore kind of has history on the line here, because as I said, he's never... I don't want to get copyrighted. I'm not playing that song.
Crispy is in the 70s. Well, or actually not the 70s, but is approaching the memory part. So if they beat it this attempt, they don't get another attempt. No, they do. I can't do time math fast, but it's
So
fine.
they definitely have the time for that. But Crispy Key does have the MVP in sight, possibly.
There are now 3 people in Xenox's globed room. Yeah. Crispy at the wave. This might just make MVP impossible for Breakcore.
Would it? Yeah, it will. Yeah, it would. Unless he dies, basically.
Which I don't think Crispy has any intention of dying.
No, I mean if Breakcore dies.
Oh yeah, if Breakcore does, but Crispy could still just get a back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back, and then get like well within that. We're in the final minute here.
With a completion.
And there you go, there's a
Last
completion.
minute. Well, no, even now, even if Breakcore beats it now, he still would lose by 1 point.
Yeah, so I said he'd have to die now and then beat it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that death is an option. And I did that, too. Like, I literally did that in my last round of this. I'm saying.
Yeah, we just have 20 seconds left here.
Tactical death for Breakcore right about now would be really good.
Not just get a tactical death.
Seven seconds.
Yep. Just about to be
Breakcore
done.
dies.
He does. He gets the
Gets the next
tactical death, which means he could
Right.
still go for MVP if Crispy doesn't score too much.
This is the last attempt for all of these players. Time is up.
That's crazy though. Did Xenox get that one in? I think he
I
did.
believe so. So I'm just gonna let it play out.
Yeah, he got it
Look
in.
over it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy. So we're in the fight. This is the end of the match here.
Only one more.
I love the song that's playing on stream right now.
You're done.
Gunnar is now done.
Just gotta watch for the beginning of the level.
You have to see what
Centuries
this
by
all
Fall
turns
Out Boy.
out. I mean, is there a path to surpassing? Yeah, there is.
Oh,
If both the Baltics players beat the level, they will surpass. They'll surpass Yugoslavia. But they have to both beat it in order for that to happen. But no, Not just doesn't beat it. And so they will continue. Yugoslavia will continue their reign at the top. Breakcore is still going, obviously. So, we'll see what happens there. 3 straight 51 deaths for Najus to end the match, which is a little unfortunate here.
Crispy getting to the duel. It would have been really unfortunate if they died to the triple right when I said getting.
Xenox
to the
has to
duel.
be done, right?
Yeah, I undeafened them.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this will be a back-to-back for Crispy, unless if they die at the ending.
And there you go. For the first time in GD World Tournament history, Breakcore fails to get an MVP of the match group. That is actually an insane accomplishment for Crispy Key. Like, you probably don't realize, I don't know how much you watch the streams, but what you accomplished is actually insane. Because now even if he does beat it, you're guaranteed to score above. It's just gonna be Breakcore left here. So
Oh, I saw the ship had the flipping bug. I love that.
yeah, it was there. And you'll see Baltics finish it off on a high note here.
Then who are you? I have many names.
Last ship. And there
Yeah,
you
it's the
go.
completion.
Breakcore ends it off on a completion for the Baltics. What a high score for Baltics to end it off of. Still just short of what Yugoslavia put up, but regardless, it was quite the match. So I don't know. Any thoughts from the Baltics team on picking up the win in the match group and being second overall in the standings for the time being?
Never play Karma ever, please. This is a terrible level.
I agree.
I feel like the sentiment has been shared by every Karma player so far.
I just don't understand because this level is played in Battle of the States and they had no complaints.
Well, we are not Battle of the
Yeah.
States. I'll say that.
Well, you could thank Shadow and Cave for they were the main ones who won that round and they had no complaints.
What?
Wow.
Was that the round before us?
No, I'm
had
saying
to be, right?
I'm saying it was ages ago. Like in
Yeah, I know,
States.
but I meant I'm saying the round before we played Shadow and Cave in States.
This was
like
round
New
of
York.
16.
Okay, yeah, so it was
So-
the one right before.
Yeah. It was right before that. So anyways, the scores are as follows: 1,851 to Belgium, 2,684 to Norway, 3,335 to Baltics. Another thing I want to point out to Crispy Key here, I'd like to congratulate you, because while I did mention this, I want to mention it again on stream, is that you are the first person in GD World Tournament history in a national team match to score higher than Breakcore in a match group. That has literally never happened before.
That's funny.
And you're the first, so congrats on that.
Congratulations. I was too bad at the green 60s.
Your team did still score a lot of points. So
I also died to a slope bug that I've never seen before, so
Thank you, Karma.
thank you, Karma.
W Karma. Or L Karma, actually.
anyways, well, It was as for Belgium, 1851 points. Probably wanted to score more than that, unfortunately, but still glad to see you guys here. You know, in the standings table, I think for Norway, a lot of it's going to be, a lot of your team's fate is going to be decided overnight. From the way I can see it, right? Because if the Americas teams, if like all of them outscore you guys, that might be a problem considering how day one went. But if a good amount of them finish worse than you, then good shot you guys are going to be at least within striking distance. That one good performance tomorrow could put you into the next round. There is still a gap now, but we'll see how that goes later. Because right now, we'll see. A lot of scores are bunched up, so just like 200 more points would have given you like a lot more. You can see Baltics did get the win over Bulgaria though, which will be huge for tiebreaker purposes. 'Cause that means that both of you will be playing against each other for the tiebreaker, and at the current moment, Baltics only has 1 point less than Bulgaria. So you basically have a 1v1 team-wise tomorrow between the Baltics and Bulgaria. I mean, you could both get in, but if it's down to one of you, then it'll probably be whoever scores highest tomorrow.
Okay.
As for Belgium here, I see you guys are in 11th. Just kind of keep watching, see who finishes below you, and yeah, worth seeing how all of that goes. Anyways, thank you all for playing. We are going to head to a break time, and then we will get our next and final match of this stream grouping prepared. No. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the last match of this specific stream. We have Ireland, Germany, and Spain all playing Karma. So I'll ask for everybody to go to the level select screen.
Good luck, Knob Scrub.
All right, we are gonna get the match started after everybody refreshes the level. All right, we'll be beginning the match in 3, 2, 1, go.
Right. Last round.
Yeah, we are on our final round with Ireland, Germany, and Spain.
Bro, like, I can't get past 19% on this level. It's actually just terrible. I can make a prediction.
Interesting. Well, let's see.
That fuck. Wait, who... You know what? What if I just delete this? Sure, because I low-key did not know. Let's give it 2 minutes. All right, everyone can begin gambling. Jonas and Tenno, both, and Lone Rana, all of them are in the 50s.
This is true. I mean, Germany is another one of those teams that, going by their performances in past GD World Tournament events, it's kind of a surprise they, have to play this.
This should be like really easy for Germany to get out.
I mean, you say that, but I think they got 6th yesterday, which is like just on the line to make the next round.
Which is wild.
But today, see if that goes any better for them. I mean, they did both just die here, and now they have picked up points.
Tenno gets slightly further. Lanrana is at the 80s.
I think there is a chance that no team secures qualification to the next round by... well, actually, I'd say it's basically a certainty because of just how few teams are being accepted from this round. I don't think any team is going to have qualification guaranteed before the final day.
At the dual ship now.
Yeah, Lanrana's at the ending here. This would be massive for Spain. Spain absolutely needs a performance today.
Will this be the first person to die past the ship? It appears as though they won't. Gets the completion. 1 attempt, 1 completion. Oh, dude, huge. They got a new Blitzkrieg run.
Yeah, new Blitzkrieg run, more important than the...
Might have got a completion, but they got the Blitzkrieg run. Also, I see that player Marto has a heart rate monitor. I don't know if
this
it's
is
a
true.
mod or if that's like a real
That is a mod that you can get, but it is attached to a real heart rate monitor.
Which, honestly, that's kind of crazy. It's only at 130. I feel like whenever I play these, I'm at like 160 for like half of the match.
I don't think mine was like ultra high whenever I played in competitive. For like open cup style, no, it's like through the roof. But
for any world tournament stuff, I'm always shitting bricks whenever I'm playing. How do people
you see
even
both
get
the
picked for
German
this?
players?
It's like, isn't that like an application for most teams?
Players are picked by their team captains. They
really
get recruited, basically. But yeah, you have to be skilled enough to be able to play in these, and a lot of these players are super talented. Yeah.
Like Tenno is in here. They're a really good player. Well, not
I mean, it was like 2 years ago. He was like an actual top player. Now he's like really still really good. But like, I believe he was a top player at one point.
What's his pointer grade profile looking right now?
I don't know. I remember he was like top 25 at one point, but he's probably like not. He probably isn't even top 100 anymore with just the way.
He's 200 flat.
Yeah,
hardest
sure.
team in Firework.
Yeah, sure. He was like top 25 2 years ago. Like, that's crazy. You can see Tenno though is at the ending here. See if he could get a completion for Germany.
Lone Rana, hardest demon, Cold Sweat, which that really just shows like that's really impressive that they're performing this well. The hardest of Cold Sweat.
All right, at the ending, and that'll be a completion for Germany. Already showing how they are probably the single favorite to win this round, but obviously after Yugoslavia's early performances, that could actually not be the case. But they entered in as favorites. It was kind of them, Russia, Baltics, and Argentina are like the 4 teams that were like the big favorites to get out of this round.
Some other stuff I'm learning. Player Marto's hardest is Shardscapes.
Interesting.
Uh,
You can see
Lon Rana in the
Lon Rana,
90s.
yeah, Lon Rana
Rana
gets the completion.
Gets the
Oh no, he
ship.
doesn't. I forgot. I'm stupid.
gets the completion. Hold on. Is he
Come
predictable?
on,
the
he
dual ship's
better
easy
get. He
enough.
better get the completion. He better get the completion. I'll be so mad if he does not.
The dual ship is like the only hard part of the ending.
Okay,
Like, it's not
please,
hard, but
please
it's
beat
not,
it. Please
like,
beat it. Please
great.
beat it. Please beat it. Please beat it.
Commentator's
thank God.
curse, die.
Okay.
No.
There we go. That's actually both of his attempts have been completions so far.
Jolty's
He's
hardest.
only had 2
Shipper by
attempts, both of
Amplitron.
them's 200.
That's
Nub
crazy.
Scrub. I'm gonna have to look at their YouTube channel because I don't think Aretalo has accepted their recent hardest. I refuse to believe their hardest is Blade of Justice.
The chances are it's not their hardest as of now.
Well,
They have
Spain.
97
Times have
on
gone up
Zodiac.
to
Spain
4 or
has
5 months.
Spain has had a fairly challenging history when it comes to the GD World Tournament. In fact, they have never won a match, I believe, in GD World Tournament history, which considering like, you would be pretty surprised to know that. But yeah, they ran into a tough group in the first World Tournament where they got dead last with no points. They didn't qualify for the second tournament. And so yeah, it was kind of like final quals they didn't play. West Euros did not go well for Spain, and so it's kind of been a rough national team for a while, even though a lot of people would expect them to be like right at the top. But today so far seems to be one of their best performances they've had in a long time. So if they can keep this up, that does give Spain hope going into the last day that they could survive.
Someone's saying Nub Scrub got 48, but it didn't count.
Oh, it's because I had it's still registered all of Organ Sellers here. That was why, because he was supposed to play. None of their runs counted. Give me a sec.
Tenno
Which
is
players
after
this? We got a 49, and I think that's. I see 28, 49, 28. This is. I don't know if this 51 was in time. Let me see. I'll enter in all of these runs. 336 was 5 minutes ago, which would have been within the time. Okay, no, I think it's just all of these would count. So 28. 0. 47.
Tenno did get a completion, by the way. Lonrana is at the ending. And by ending, I mean the random wave mix wave. Have they died so far, Blue Shift?
Nope, not a single time.
This could be the 3 in a row.
This is quite literally their 3rd attempt of the entire match, by the way.
There you
They
go.
really
now
said,
the,
oh,
now
I
the
have to be
points are
manually score
updated.
kept, I'll just make it free.
Yeah. That's true. But here for Spain, it is now going to be a 3-point game for the lead here.
Lonrana gets another blitzkrieg run.
Just 3 points separate Germany and Spain.
That is wild.
only thing keeping Lone Runner going is the check market dopamine from Blitzkrieg.
You guys
I'm
are just
telling you,
telling them to
bro.
finish all of the runs, even though they're just beating the level. That's funny.
That mod genuinely ticked me off, because I used it for one thing, and it was crowd control. And I was just like, oh, I think it'd be really funny to do every single run to prove how pointless it was. It was funny.
It was not
and then
pointless.
And then it stopped being funny when I got 5 to 100 on stage like 2.
Did you have like 3 checkpoints in that copy? What the hell is that?
No, I had like 13 checkpoints in the copy.
Well, for Ireland, this will be important because we can
500
see
is not
Jolty's
stage
at the
two.
ending and Nubscrub's also approaching there. So while they have a 500-point deficit, no, it's a dual ship death. That's not fun at all. But again, Nubscrub with a late run could also put Ireland in better position. We're getting close-ish to the halfway mark. Runs will be tougher to come by, but you know, it's kind of hard in this round because only 6 teams survive, and usually, you know, especially this year, like there's definitely like could be more than 6 teams that like could have like a solid chance here. So there'll definitely be teams that will be eliminated before they like quote unquote should be, but you never know, right? We're accepting like less than a third of all the teams in this round will advance. It's the only round, well, I guess this year it's a bit different because the round after this also only has a 1/3 acceptance rate. The Jonas at the ending, so is Lunrana. Is this still there? They still haven't died?
I do not believe so.
Who, Lone Runner?
Yeah.
Still no.
They really said, alright, it is a flawless game. Jonas. 95. Keep going.
No, dies at the
Oh, look,
That's the
triple!
first death.
That's the first death and it's at the triple.
That's so unfortunate.
First death obtained.
But Jonas here gets a completion, and now that puts the deficit only a 61-point game, while Germany has a player further than any of the Spanish ones. So things get kind of interesting now with that considered. And, you know, you all wonder, we're getting close to the halfway mark. If you double a lot of these people's scores, usually if you double and then add a little bit more, that's about what the final scores end up being. And in that case, like, we're on pace for, like quite a few points from both of these teams. So both probably pass 3,000, at least Germany and Spain do. Ireland, Jolty gets a good run here, could also get some points on the board. And yeah, we have now crossed the halfway mark.
That is the random wave mix wave. I'm gonna go play that wave right now.
Well, we have Jolty here approaching the ending here. I believe Ireland has not had a completion yet here, so see if that will be their first. They don't, though. Fortunate for Ireland, but it is a 91% run after they've already gotten 92%. But look, between Germany and Spain, it's just a 12-point gap. That's all that separates them. That is insanity.
Announcement, I got 83 to 100 on Karma. Nub's getting 2 seconds per
Lone Runner
frame.
back in the 80s.
A deep run for Lonrana here.
Imagine
I'm
they only
genuinely
get
surprised
that
the 84% wave is being this consistent for most of the
Nah, that wave is high
I
heat
mean,
rate.
I did good at it, and like whenever I did random wave mix, I would like never die there.
It's a really easy wave. It looks hard, but it's like free.
You can see it's just a
That's just me
2-point
being
deficit, but
stupid.
now a lead for Spain that's going to be immediately reversed once Jonas gets the ending. See, it's going to be 249-point deficit, but now
Dopamine obtained by Lonrana with another Blitzkrieg run. Jonas with a completion. There he goes.
it's going to be a 2 or a 1.5-point deficit, because that's why I did that, for those confused. Because there are such
make
things
a
as
new
half
video.
points.
Also, by the way, Lonrana did die to the first dash orb, so they have had 2 deaths now.
Yes, indeed. I had to make a video about how Blitzkrieg helps people get a skill boost, but not by the runs, but by the dopamine you get with a check mark.
Dude, honestly, like, seeing that check mark, I might have to do that for Verdant Landscape, even though I have, like, 69 and 45 to 100, like, 10 times.
I remember watching Zeronium's video last night, and he was just, like, talking
The
endlessly
dopamine.
about how the check mark is what's, like, pulling him through. It helps. Just not in the way you think.
It
The only
doesn't
thing I
make me
find
wanna...
annoying about Blitzkrieg is the fact that it did kind of normalize the use of percentage toggle now. Which is like
Yeah,
an
I just-
objectively cheating mod, but nobody calls it cheating, but it just is.
My excuse is why the hell is drop on Oblivion in 2.2 35%? It has been 25%. Just keep it that way. No, we need to change the percentage. Thank you, RobTop.
I do
will
prefer
always
it being
use 1%.
time-based.
Time-based definitely helps with levels like Black Blizzard. Like, people called Black Blizzard like the most unbalanced level ever when it came out. If you go by time, it's not really that unbalanced.
For Oblivion specifically, I'll always use 2.1% just because that's what I was used to when I first started playing it. But every other level, it's like, I'm fine with 2.2. I have no issues with it.
Interesting. It's just more for like World Tournament. It's like actual cheating.
Yeah, I never even consider using it for a World Tournament thing.
It's auto blocked by the mod.
Yeah. Speaking of World Tournament, Lonrana is in the 70s. Is that a W transition?
You'll see
Nope,
when we
okay.
get that there.
Really impressive, the level of GD Lonrana is playing. It's like they know that if they lose this, it's ice soup for a week.
That's a new one. Never heard that before.
There you go. It's a completion for
Get a completion.
And
Lonrana.
obviously-
However,
Lonrana really does not like ice soup.
You're literally gonna
It's not
finish the
filling, man.
Blitzkrieg by beating the level.
They might
And
finish
there
the
you go,
stage,
Jonas
yeah.
gets it. There you go. Gives the lead back to Germany. We are in a back and forth battle here between Germany and Spain, and Lonrana has just been leading the pack.
Lonrana refuses the ice soup.
They're putting the
So we
team
now have
on their
two things
back.
going for Lonrana's motivation. The,
The
hate for
Blitzkrieg
ice
check
soup
mark.
and the check mark dopamine.
Oh, I mean, there's also the $10 prize in the Champions invite.
Oh, true.
I don't know if you
true.
saw that, Blue Shift,
True.
but I added incentives to
No, I
this
did.
round. Yeah. So they're probably on pace. Let me look individually. Crispy Key right now is the overall MVP with 1985, and I think Lonrana is probably gonna pass that. Yeah. Oh, they would need two
Lonrana very well
completions, and then like a little bit more to get there. It's still possible they don't get it. but we'll see.
We just gotta hope that the dopamine from the
I-
check mark continues their winning streak.
I partly doubt that will happen because, after all, Karma is an XL level, so the level length also has a say in the amount of points you could get at like a maximum.
Well, yeah, but also the match is
So-
longer. Like right now, it's a 25-minute match instead of a 15-minute one.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously it doesn't completely balance out. There is like a bit of
Yeah.
difference that the level
This has
length
a
plays
max
into
of
it,
this has a max of
Oh, that's
2250,
the
while yesterday's level had a max of 2500. So it is more, but it is less today, but it's not like way less. There's that to
Can we
take
get a
into
replay on
account.
that percentage?
Ooh, yeah. Wait, let me see.
From
Is it
Lorana, that was
actually-
55.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was 56, but
I just looked
Okay.
at the screen.
okay.
All right. Well.
Unfortunately, they
You're
might have
enough-
forgotten about the ice soup fears.
Well, now that guarantees them, that death now guarantees them that they'll be able to get, if they beat the level twice, then they will get MVP overall. At least for the time being, unless like somebody from like Argentina passes them or something. Like,
And just wait until the Caribbean passes them. Also, Jolty with a completion.
yeah, Jolty gets a completion. Ireland's first of the day. Ireland is going to want to start racking up some points now, as they are just about to pass Belgium. It's gonna be rough because there's kind of a big gap between them, and then you would need to get to 2500 before you start really passing teams again. So yeah, everybody's done great on the level today so far. Good. Player Marto is at the ending. This could be massive actually for Spain. This is huge. If Spain gets this completion, then like
This would be the lead.
yeah, they would not only would it be the lead, but it'd prove like, you know, it would mean that Lunrana could like open up the lead even more. Completion for player Marto. That's massive for them.
I'm also surprised that we completely ignored the fact that Jonas got 3 consecutive completions.
Is
Well,
this like a temporary?
they
this
did
week,
actually.
yeah.
Jonas did get 3 in a row, and Jonas, it's not 4 in a row though, because he did get 2 deaths after the fact. But
I see.
this would not
Yeah.
be for 4. But yeah, Lunrana's far, Jonas is far. We are approaching the ending. It is a 13-point game at the current moment now between these two great teams. They're just gonna be battling for it all here. Germany has had
That's
a
the
hit.
completion.
Ooh, almost died
that
at
was
that ship.
really
Yeah, that almost
close.
died at the ship there for Jonas, but he did get the completion. Now Lunrana will be able to take the lead back with a completion here. They would need to beat the level for that to occur. And we are in a true back and forth battle between two of the larger European nations.
I need to make a hand drum cover of this song. This is like, it has such a good rhythm. I don't know. That's really random. I shouldn't have said that, but
Interesting. Well, Lunrana gets
Lunrana
the
gets the
completion.
completion.
Lunrana gets
And
a completion.
Spain is back on top for the time being. Talk about a back and forth match here.
I believe that makes a 41-point difference, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, so yeah, this final
If
2
Lunrana
minutes
gets
will
the
make
next
all the
completion.
difference here. I think Tenno is actually the only person I think here that can beat the level more than once with the time that's left.
I believe you're
Which
right.
actually, yeah, which means while Germany is losing, I'd argue they might have the edge in that fact.
I mean, Lunrana could die at like.
Yeah,
30
Lunrana could
something,
die, but they
and
don't
then
really
get
do a
another
lot
attack.
of that, though.
Yeah. They could be watching the timer. It could be tactical death time.
Maybe.
I can't see why someone will have the timer on without it just acting as some sort of extra stress invoking.
No, but it could matter for
Uh,
tactical deaths, though.
When I
that's
was
true,
playing Chromatic
that's true.
Haze, I had in-level timer on, and I saw it was like 14 minutes something. And I was like, okay, I don't know how far ahead I am. I'll just die, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
If you're
I got,
already
like,
in
60
qualifying by the time is over, then it could be worth it. It is a 4-point game right now between Germany and Spain with just 57
That
seconds
is
left.
insane.
What a match so far.
Lanrana dies.
Oh,
Lanrana gets the death. So does Tenno, though. Or did he? Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
Okay.
Tenno died at 87, I think.
With just 40 seconds
No, it
left.
was
Unfortunately
90.
for Tenno, it's not really tactical because he would have still had the time if he beat the level. But
It was the triple. No, it was the triple he died.
yeah, man, that's
That's
like, way more
actually
people have
pretty
been dying to
tragic for
triple
Lanrana.
in this match. Like before, it's like almost nobody died at the triple. But you can see player Marto is at the ending. Spain currently trails by 142, but you never know. Especially Marto could get this completion. A death from any of the German players would open the door up for a Spanish victory here. He
Death
dies.
from Marto.
But he dies in time. He dies,
He
in
dies in
time.
time. He has time.
Wow.
Spain is in the lead by 26 points.
Time is now up. And I don't know if Nubscrub got that. I don't think he did.
Nah.
He did. He's done. Yeah. Jonas is now done with a 51% death. That makes a big difference too.
Sorry about that, Nubscrub. You're done. Jonas is done.
Yep. Jonas
I'll
is
say
now
that really does
complete.
suck for
Jolty
Lanrana
ends it
because-
off on a completion.
What a way to end it.
Gets the completion there, but it's all gonna be up to these 3 runs here.
Tenno's done.
But Tenno's now
forgot
done.
there's a
Is
clip
that gonna
there when
is
I
that gonna
died.
seal it though? Right? No, it's not, because they would still have to get enough points. So depending on if they can get 92 points combined between the two of them, which they are getting close to being able to do, then that will give the victory to Spain over Germany at least. Wow. That really went to the ending here, and I think now it's sealed. Spain
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
gets the win over Germany, but Germany still scores 3,048 points, which is a lot, and will probably put them still in a pretty good position to qualify. Maybe? I'm not super sure. They're currently tied with Baltics on points, but they did finish. Yeah, they're gonna lose a point though here once this happens, and we'll see. Marto dies here, so
question
it's just
is-
gonna be, them.
Does
and-
Lanrana get MVP though?
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
Yeah, it's already guaranteed. A
Lanrana
completion.
really wanted to
Unfortunately for
avoid the
them,
ice soup.
a completion for Spain would not secure it would not secure them being above the Baltics. Baltics still did outscore them, so regardless, their placement has been sealed. They'll be ahead of Germany, but below the Baltics, 3rd overall for the current time being. But still, for Spain, that is absolutely massive. They needed
This was an
this.
incredible showing from Lanrana.
And there you
And
go,
Marco.
Lanrana gets the
Wow.
completion.
So
Over
wow.
2,000 points, and the current
Qué buena Lanrana,
MVP.
tío.
¿Qué hecho? ¿Qué hecho? ¿Qué hecho? ¿Qué hecho? ¿Qué hecho?
That's insane.
¿Qué
No, no
coño?
es coherente, tío, no es coherente.
¿Qué coño he hecho? ¿No le vas a quitar?
Hermano, no
Yeah,
es coherente,
the
bro.
entire match.
Eso-
Wow.
¿Qué has hecho, bro? No, 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 no.
¿Qué coño he hecho? Hostia puta.
All right, well, for Spain,
Hermano,
I think this becomes very important to see how everybody else does. So we're done with the stream for today, but there are still 7 more teams left. You are going to want to hope that as many of them as possible score less than what you did, because obviously you guys started off a fair bit behind yesterday. So at the moment you guys are still in 10th, which would mean you would not qualify for the next round.
Yes.
But by tomorrow we'll see if any of that changes, because it could.
It could.
It'll be very late at night when the matches start in 4 hours from now for the Americas. But yeah. Wow, okay. Good job to everybody. Germany also scores a large amount. Enough to put them probably in solid position to qualify, I would think. Unless like all of the Americas teams like totally pop off, then like I would be,
Lanrana, ¿cómo cojones has hecho eso? Es que no tiene coherencia, bro.
I'd be pretty
Es que no tiene
surprised.
coherencia.
Ireland here, they do finish, currently they're 3rd to last in the standings, unfortunately for them. It would take probably an outright win tomorrow is necessary for them to qualify, like getting 1st overall.
Oh,
Well, we better lock in
Patrick?
then.
Patrick, am I right now the best player of Karma?
Lonrana is currently would be the MVP if we were to be done now, but there's still teams left to play.
Yeah, I know. Like there are people who are like much better than me. But if I get the first, what
That's $10 for you.
Was there a prize or something?
Yeah, there is $10.
It's $10.
$10.
Oh, my first earnings in GD.
So we'll see. It'll be tough.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
go-
like they are much better players.
But this is probably the best. I mean, I'm just kind of happy for the Spain team because I feel like the Spain team has kind of been in a rough spot for a while. Like there hasn't really been any like happy moments. It's like one of the first ones in a while for you guys. Like you all did so well.
Thanks.
Hey Patrick, would it be possible for us to, like, theoretically make it if a lot of the teams that are still playing Karma, like, much later today, like, got below us?
I mean, yeah, but it would still be pretty tough to be. You probably wouldn't be in qualifying position because at the moment you guys are in 10th, and obviously you can't be any better than 10th now because there's already 9 teams that finished above you. And overall, the current standings have you guys in 9th, but again, that's just because like there's teams that haven't played yet that would like likely pass you. All right.
I just want to point out, I sold so many times towards the ending, it's unbelievable. You must have gotten so much like clip farms out of me dying at 92 and the triple spike.
Yeah, you weren't the only one that died at the triple though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I died as well at the triple spike.
Oh my god.
No, I felt so fucking bad.
I was so mad, bro. I died so many times.
You and Marto
like,
both died at the and Lunrana, I think, all died at the triple.
I clicked too late.
I clicked too early.
But I died because it bugged.
Well, anyways, we are going to be done with the stream for now. We'll see you all in a few hours where we will see how our Americas teams do. And then, yeah. Alright, thanks for watching.